Hi and welcome to yet another Facemaker video tutorial. I am Nuno and today we'll be creating this watch face you see on your screen. This is a Amazfit Cheetah, one of the newest Amazfit watches, and I thought about porting it into Huawei. So we'll be creating this, and you can see that I took some references of colors I want to use. So here on GIMP, I'm going to press Ctrl C and then go into Facemaker, add a background image, and then pressing Ctrl V here. There we go. We have our reference image ready to go. Okay. So I need to sample these colors here. I'll be using them for the background, because this will be the theme of the theme colors of the watch face. And so I put them here so I can then sample them, like, you know, using the color picker and use them on the background. So I thought about using this watch face because it's on the public domain. I mean, it's used on one of the Amazfit watch faces, and I thought it would be nice to have it on Huawei too. And by the way, you're currently seeing here one of the latest features, which is the watch looks. You can change among all the looks that a watch has. How cool is that? So, and then you can use it to, you know, export a snapshot of your watch face, just like that. I'll be using the, I don't know, maybe the active. And what I usually do, so going back into the watch face designing, what I usually do is my approach is to start building the watch face from the back into the front. So I can see that we have a background, this part here, okay? And this is the first image we should create. But I'll be using these colors, the green, this green tint you see here. And with that, I'm just going to add an image, put it on the top left, press generate, and then, oh yeah, I need to get those colors first. So, okay, we have several approaches we can use, but for now I am just going to create the image. So 466 by 466, and we'll leave it with that gray color, that gray tint. Okay, so right now I am going to in here, and let me see the best approach for this. Okay, I see what we can do. So yeah, it's good that these problems arise because you can see how I solve them. So right now I want to sample those colors there, but they're hidden. They're beneath that image and they're outside the watch canvas. So what I can do is push it to the left, just like that, and now we have the colors visible there. And now we select this image here, the background, go into the effects, add a gradient effect, and now we can pick those colors. This one first, and then this one. And we now just simply rotate the gradients and, you know, we'll try to make it work. So let's put this back where it belongs, just like that. And if we enable the background image, we'll see that we have those colors we wanted. How great is that? So I might need to do some tricking later because the image is only visible from here to here. So I might need to push this lighter color to the right, but we'll see that later because we can edit whenever we want. This gradient is here for us to edit whenever we want. So let's name the layers. so reference. And we should, before we continue, give a name to the watch face, in this case Sheeta, and press submit, and then we will save the watch face. Let's save it on the desktop. I will later save it on my specific folder for the watch faces. So now we can continue. Let's hide the background, and I'll take care of this shape here, the upper part, okay, this darker part. And this is very easy. You just add an image, go and select the draw vector, and now I'll start drawing. So let me see here. We might go with a black color for now, and we'll start designing. So remember to use Control-Alt. This way you will have a preview of the line. This is perfect. Okay, let's zoom in all the way up to here, just like that. And now we need to connect it here, I guess. And let me enable the guidelines so you can see where the center is. So now I'm pressing Alt, and Alt allows you to see a preview of the line, okay, that you're designing. So, and finally I'll finish it here, and then drag it and drop it on the first control part. And now they're connected. Now we need to tweak these lines. So you'll notice that we need to make it rounder. So let's do that. All we have to do is grab these control points. Right now I am pressing the right mouse button and dragging. This allows you to pan the image. Okay, so there, and finally this one there. Okay, so we might need to tweak some, tweak it here and there. Oh, and we need to create this curve here, and this is very easy. We just drag the control points and try to make this work. So something like this. Zoom out and maybe drag this outside the canvas. There we go. And now we can fill it, and don't care about the color fill or the line color. We'll be adding a gradient in just a few minutes. So this shape is done, and we don't care about this because it will be behind this circle shape here. So let's continue, and you'll notice that our shape is no sphere. So you can do that by pressing to sphere here. So there we go. Since this is outside the canvas, we can crop it, and this is what it does. Okay, so once this is done, I'll hide it and add a gradient effect. And all we have to do now is just pick those colors, just like that, rotate the gradient, and voila, it should be done. Okay, now we can continue. Hide those two images we created, and now we'll tackle this image down here. So this lighter part here, we'll create it now. Okay, so add an image, and now I need to see this one, just so we can match the position, because you'll notice that it's flush with one with each other, so one another, I mean. So we need to show it, and now I'll go, you guessed it right, draw vector, and we can start drawing. So you see, this is more of the same basically, and since this won't be visible, you don't need to be absolutely perfect doing these things. I mean, we're just creating shapes. Any watch face or any work of art, for that matter, is just a matter of creating shapes, giving them color, and in the end, you'll have a composition of something. And a watch face is nothing more than that. It's a composition of shapes and colors that you need to, arrange and get them to look good. Okay, so darn. So if you had one extra dot you don't need, you just press Control Alt and press and delete the control point by clicking it. Okay, so let's create this shape. We need to fill it, so I need to push these control points and make them go outside the canvas, just like that. And this one, and now we can simply fill and save. This is now done. Now we need to first make it a sphere, just so it looks good. It's not important, but okay. So let's hide it and let's pick these colors. So effects, gradient, and let's pick those colors. This one. Oh, I have to select the control point first, and then this one. Well, they're more or less the same, I guess. So, okay, this will work. And we can now proceed. Let's show the reference. Now we need this shape here. So this darker gray shape. And again, this is just a matter of adding a image, selecting draw vector, and start drawing. So I'll place the first control point there. And now let's try and make this match. Okay, right there. And I am cutting these corners because I'll be making them round later. Okay, so right here, and then we'll close the shape by doing this. There we go. And now we can create this curve you see here, just like that. And let's create those other curves. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This one, this one, and I believe we have everything we need, and indeed we have. So let's fill it and save it. And now let's lock it, hide it, and first I should crop the content, to save on the image size. And then let's go into the effects, add a gradient. There we go. And just sample these colors here. Rotate the gradient, and there we go. Yeah. This is coming along quite nicely. Now I am going to tackle the most difficult element here on this watch face, which is this circular shape you see here. So this will be composed of several layers, and try to follow because this is going to be a little bit hard for the newbies. So yeah, if you have some kind of difficulty, you just pause or go through each step and pause, and I'm sure you'll be able to create this shape. So let's go and try to match the width and height first. So I'll go with 181. There we go. And now let's make it a sphere and see what we have here. And yes, I believe this will work. Perhaps push it a little bit upwards and to the left. And there we go. Yeah. this is what I'm going to use. And okay, we can perhaps match the colors straight away. So usually I apply a gradient afterwards. In this case, I think we can give it the right colors from the start. So this is the gradient, so lighter on the upper part and darker on the bottom part. Okay, so this is now done. We can now show it and make it a sphere or a circle. And this is now done. Believe it or not, this is the background shape. We can further improve it. You'll notice that it has some sort of fading on the outside. And for that, we can apply a inner shadow. Let's show it. And I believe perhaps make it smaller. There we go. This is now done. We can make the inner circle, that lighter white circle we see on the inside. So for that, I can simply clone this one and show it just like that. Now push it to the right. Just like that. And I think I moved it 5 pixels. So 142, and this should be 147. Since I moved it 5 pixels, we have to make it 10 pixels smaller, so double. 171. There we go. And now I shall remove this inner shadow, give it a fill color, and we'll sample that color because I don't think this is pure white. There we go. E3, E3, E3. Okay, now we need to create that, that border we see there. I could give it a border, but that would be too harsh, I think. So instead, I'll give it a inner shadow. Just like that. Make it smaller and with a strength of 2. And believe it or not, this is done. We can now proceed. So hide it. And let's tackle one of the most difficult shapes in this watch face, which is this one here. It's almost like a gear, okay? So I thought about several techniques to create it. And since we don't have a shape that is similar to this one, we'll have to create it by hand. So try to follow. This won't be easy for you, I guess. So I'll start by creating the shape, the basic shape. Just like that. And I can understand if you say, well, I'm out of here. I guess. Well, I don't expect most users to be able to do this on their first try. But I believe that this is a good exercise for new users and those even more experienced. Because it will allow them to, get acquainted with the tool. And I know this is not easy. I mean, I would like to give you some sort of easier way out, but there's none. I mean, you have to do it yourself. And everything in life, it involves work. You have to work to get it. You need to work on it, and in order to achieve it. So I think this will be a good exercise for you. Okay. So right now, what I'm doing is I am trying to make this the lines, circular in some way. Let me see here. Can't quite make the... Now where the hell? Since this a very light color on the background, I can't quite see the control points. So okay, let's try and make this work. And as I said, this is not easy. I mean, I wonder if any of you will be able to do it. And if you are, please show me how you did it on Discord, on the Discord Facemaker server. Okay, I believe this is more or less what we need. It's not perfect, but for demonstration purpose, it will work. So we have this half of the shape, okay? And now I will fill it, just like that. We can see what we have here. So I'll save it, and now we have that shape there. All we need to do now is apply a mirror effect. Enable the vertical setting and apply all. There we go. We have that shape we needed. How great is that? So here I am going to crop the content right there, okay? And now I am going to try and match the background, so the colors. And we need this gradient. Okay, so let's apply a gradient. And there we go. Now we need to sample the colors. This one and this one. Okay. Yeah, I believe this will work. I'm going to give it a shadow effect. It will stand out much more like that. And perhaps we'll make it lighter instead of using a black color, just like that. And let's take a look at what we have. Well, maybe not. Maybe the black will work better. Okay. So, yeah, I believe this will work, I guess. It's not perfect. You know, I made this in a minute, but you get the idea, I guess. In the end, you won't notice anything, I think. So, okay, we have this. And now we have to create the inner circle, this one. So for that, I'm going to add an image, place it, and then press generate. Match the width, something like that. Perhaps 135. Okay, make it a sphere. Keep in mind, I am just trying to, you know, replicate what we have there. You'll notice that this circle has some sort of border here. Okay, we'll be creating it in just a minute. So you can see that we can apply a border and get the same effect. Now let me see here. Yes, I believe this will work, so we can proceed. And now I need to match the gradient. I'm going to use an effect instead of creating it from the start. So pick this color and then pick this color, and we should be over with. Perhaps, now let me see here, we should show, and yeah, this will work perfectly. Okay, this is exactly what we need. So let's hide the guidelines and add a border effect. And this border will replicate that effect we have here. So you see there, it's almost like a bevel effect. So I'm going to try and get the colors here. Any gray color should work, but I want to be, or I'm usually a perfectionist. So you see there what we have there. I believe this will work perfectly for our goal. So this is now done. We can proceed. So let's hide everything, show the reference, and you'll notice that we now have another circle here. So let's do that. I'm going to clone this one, and since this is a black circle with a border, I'm going to use exactly the same effect we have on the outer circle. So right now I am going to remove the effects because I need to see it better, and I need to match the width and height. So let's do that, kind of like this. Like that, and now let's okay, a good way you have is to zoom out and then enable the snapping here. So what I am doing now is snapping to the image that is below, so you have it centered perfectly always. Okay, so I guess this is done now, and we can now hide it and apply a, let me see here. Yeah, I'll apply a fill color. Well, let's go with a fill color and just pick that dark color there. It doesn't really matter. It's not important that it doesn't match as long as it is dark enough. So now we had a border, and the border will finish that look. Now we need to sample this, and this color, okay? And I'm sorry about my voice, but I believe I'm getting a cold, which I usually get on this time of year. So there we go. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed, okay? And we can now lock all the layers. I know I should be naming them, but well, it comes to a point where you don't know what name to give to stuff. So I leave it as is because we'll be merging them in the end, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to enable the reference, and now we need this, this effect here, these rays, this ray look. So for that we can add an image, press, or rather try to match the size first, something like that, press generate. And now we'll try to match the width and height. Now perhaps go with 87. 87 might work, and it doesn't matter, don't worry about the color, because now we're applying a, let me see here, I think it's a radial, yeah, the radial, there we go. Now we need 10. You can see immediately we have something very similar. We also save the color, so we have it here. And now we can increase the width. And if I enable the background, well, you can see it because of this one. You'll see what we have there, okay? And this is a very smart way of doing it, because we have all these effects we can use on Facemaker, and if they make your life easier, well, you should use them. Definitely. So let's try and center it just like that, and I believe this is absolutely perfect. Yeah, okay, so we have this, and finally we need that inner circle there. And for that, I'm gonna add again an image. You know, this can get a little bit boring sometimes. You know, image after image. But this is what you would have to do on Photoshop or GAMP or any other design software. And if you can do it straight in Facemaker without ever, you know, leaving Facemaker, it's a win-win situation. So you win because you can create your watch face much faster without needing any other software. Okay, so the sphere, and we can now show it or show everything and then unlock it because we need to center it. And there we go. I believe we have that shape we needed. And yeah, I believe this is perfect. Okay. Now you'll notice on the reference that we have a darker gray. When it's not highlighted by the battery, it's darker. Okay, so we need that. We need that circle there. And for that, I am going to check the width and height of this graphic. So it's 87 by 87. I'm gonna add it here. So image, generate, 87 by 87. And now let's sample the color right there and right there. Now make it a sphere, and believe it or not, we have the shape needed. Let's unhide everything. Since everything is locked, we can grab it. And there we go. I'm not sure it has a black background all around, but it does. Okay, so it needs to be smaller. This is no problem, I guess. We'll just grab this one, or rather this. No, it's this one. Okay, so grab this one and move it 1, 2, 1, and 2. And then make it 4 pixels smaller. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. Apply the transformation, and we have exactly what we need. And now we also know that the battery circle will have to be 83 by 83. Okay, and we'll tackle that just in just a minute. So I'm gonna merge these two. There we go. And now I'm gonna add a widget main container inside a simple container and set it to battery. There we go. And now I'll add a circle. So this circle will create this brighter white or gray we have here. Okay, and it will show the current battery. So this is very easy to create. So just add set the circle data type to battery, and then I'm going to hide the mask, so just so that the color of the mask does not interfere with our decisions here. Okay, so now I'm going to generate, and remember, now we are generating an image for the circle widget. Okay, so these are the settings of the circle widget: the width, the height, the radius, the line width, and all that, where it starts, where it ends. But to create a circle widget, we need these parameters, and we also need an image. We didn't have an image before, so you have the Facemaker image generator, and we're generating an image to use on the circle widget. So remember, anything beneath the generate here, the generate title, is to create an image that you can use on the circle widget. Okay, and that's what we're doing. So I can't quite remember, I think it was 83, and yeah. So we know that this circle must be 83, and right now it's 99. So we need to make it smaller. Right there, 83, okay? And now the line needs to be thicker. So let's increase it. It will also increase the width of the widget. You should be able to tweak it and make it work. So press generate again, and let's go back to editing, and we need to make the radius smaller. Okay, it needs to be, yeah, something like this, okay? And now we need to match the gradient. So right now this is a dark gray, and we need that lighter gray or almost white. And for that, all we need to do is pick these colors, okay? There we go. And right now we should have something that is absolutely perfect. So right now you can't see it because it's hidden. So there you go. And now we need that image above the circle. So let's move it there. And there you go. All done. Let's press play. And this is the battery, the circle. And I can understand why you may think that this is a little bit daunting, that you're not capable of doing this. Well, believe me, you are. I am not a designer. I am a software developer. Yes, I like to draw and I like to do some things, but I am not a designer. So if I am able to do it, you're also able to do it. I'm sure of it. Okay, so let's try and replicate these numbers here. So it's 75, and we should have a similar font installed. I think Roboto Bold will work. So let me try and match the placement. Something like that. I believe it will work. So let me see here. Since our image is not exactly the same, you may have to tweak it. Okay, so here I'm going to apply a shadow effect. Shadow, and then increase the blur. It will make it stand out more. It will make it pop. And yeah, I believe this will work. So I'm going to clone it and move it to the right. There you go. And now make it 25, just like that. Okay. And now we need to tweak it, tweak the placement. And I believe I need to move them both downwards. So I'm going to select both using Shift, okay? And now all I need to do is use the arrow keys, just like that. Okay. And yeah, I believe this will work, so we can lock them. And now it's time to create those marks here, okay? These ticks here. This is very easy. Just add an image right there, press generate, and place it, and I'll select dial. And here on the dial, I'm going to select the battery template. This way we have 10, okay? We don't need the digits, just the ticks, the marks, okay? So let's disable the digits and collapse the hours and enable them. And now we need to tweak the size. So something like that. And once we have it more or less in place, I'm going to show our image. And now I'll try to make it work with our image. Because remember, this is not exactly like the reference image. So we need to adapt it into our image. Okay, so we need it to go inwards, and you can tweak that here on the Y position. Okay, make it 4 in width, and perhaps okay, I believe this will work. Let me just, no, I'll tweak it later. So this is now done, and we need to make it rounder or more, have rounded corners. There is no specific effect for that, but you can apply a rounded, or rather an inner shadow effect. But first I want to apply a gradient. And this gradient will, make it more special, I guess, or at least not pure white. This is nothing in real life is pure white or pure black. Well, perhaps a black hole, because the light can't escape it, but nothing in real life is pure white or pure black. So remember to avoid pure whites and pure blacks. Let's add the inner shadow here. We'll go with a small effect. Let's click this. I'm not sure. Well, I believe it works better with than without. So I'll keep it. And I believe this is done. If we press play, you'll see we have that circle battery circle thing there, and it's working perfectly. Okay, we can proceed. Let's hide everything else and think about the next step. So I think I'll create this shape here on the top. So let's do that. Let's add an image, draw vector, and let's start drawing this shape. So click, click. Okay. And I am moving the image, I'm panning the image by pressing the right mouse button, like that. And now let's fill it, and done. Okay, so now that this is done, we can crop the content, or maybe crop the canvas, make it a sphere, and then crop the content. This way the shape is perfectly what you see. Okay, so let's lock it, hide it, and pick the gradient. So you can see a watch face, just like any painting or visual composition. It's just a mix of shapes, colors, gradients, and all that. It has to be rotated. There you go. And you can see how crisp all the shapes are, and you created them on Facemaker. This is absolutely awesome to be able to create all these shapes, all this inside one single software. Okay, so this is done. Let's go and create this shape that says power. So image. We can create this in several ways. We can use the draw vector, but right now, since this is a rectangular shape, I'll just use the generate feature. Right there. So we're just trying to match the width and the height. Okay. And I'm doing this way because I could create a 100 by 100 and then resize it manually. It would even be faster. But I want to create the image the way it should be from the start. And this is important because when you resize images, especially when you're upscaling them, you will have blur, you will have artifacts. So I prefer to create them this way, okay? Okay, this is done. Now we can add a fill color effect and give it this dark color. There you go. And now we apply a rounded corners effect, and let's show it. Right there. Okay, and finally a border effect. Let's go with mode 2, and here I will try and get those colors, because this does seem to be a simple color, but since the border uses a gradient, that's what I'll be using. So there you go. This is all done. And you might try the mode 1 for this. I think it works better. And I might go with 2 pixels width. And yes, I think it stands out more, so we'll use it. Okay, now we need the word power. So text artistic, power. Let's put it there. And by using the artistic text, we're actually creating images. But Facemaker will only make it a real image in the end. Okay? Just so you can do this. Edit it the way you want. And only when it's over, you'll be able to make it a true image. Okay, I'm not sure about this font, but I'll use it. You know, just like anything in life, this is just a matter of making work. I mean, this font is not the same as that one. Okay, so let me just try a couple of more. I believe this one might work better. Let me try the big noodle title. Yeah, it's too thin. Let's go with Roboto Condensed. And I believe this one will work much better. So now we can decrease the kerning and then push it to the right. So as I was saying, this, like everything in life, creating watch faces is just a matter of making it work. So you might not have the exact same font. You can go and search it and, you know, trying to make it exactly the same. And you can do that if you want to. I'm not wasting my time to make it look exactly the same, because we're creating our own watch face and we can make it the way we want. Okay, so this is done, I guess, and we can now proceed. So I'll take care of the weekday here. And I'm going to use a funny effect. So something you might not know. And okay, let's add an image set it to weekday, and press generate. So immediately we have this, this image set with the weekdays. But we want all the days in each image, okay? So for that, we enable the offset. And by the way, we should make it just like in the reference: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there we go. Now we have those letters, okay? Those words that we'll try to match here. Okay, so first we tweak the placement and the size, just like that, and make the kerning smaller, and the font size smaller too. And I believe that this will work. So let me see here. And yes, This will work. Okay, so now here we have the selected color or last image color. So the color of the selected day will have this color, which is the same as the others. We don't want that. We want it to be dark. Okay, so let's pick the color here. Just like that. And just like that. Okay, and now you can see that it's darker. Okay, so if today, or rather today is Saturday, so if we press preview, you'll see that Saturday is highlighted, but since it's selected, it's darker. And why do we need this? Well, if you take a look at the reference here, the highlighted day is darker, but it has a lighter background. And now we need to create that background, okay? So let's lock everything, hide it, and let's create that background there, okay? So let's go into the background, the main container, insert a new image, and press generate, and then give it a similar size. We're just trying to match the dimensions. There you go. Let's go with 37. Oh, the height is smaller. Okay, no problem. There you go. And now we can also sample the color. So just to make it more or less the same. We could use the color we want, but no. So now let's go into the effects and add a rounded corners effect. Now let me match it with the reference, and I believe this is absolutely perfect, so let's apply. Right there, okay? So we have this image that we now want to show only where the day is highlighted, the weekday, okay? And for that, I'm going to unlock and try and match the weekday. So let's do it like this. And I could move it manually, but you know, I want to keep the same location. So right there. Okay, so we have that, and now I'm going to clone it. So clone and move. There you go. Clone and move. Now we need to create a copy of each one of these for each one of the days. Clone. We could also apply a array, or rather we could not, because we need them separately, okay? Okay, this is done. Clone, move, and you can already see here what it will look like when the day is selected. So let's lock them all. Okay, and finally this one. There you go. Now we have all the shapes we need, and now I am going to make them the same size as the canvas. So go through each one of them and just select crop to canvas, okay? Because we need them to be all the same size, just like that. So crop to canvas. You know, this can get a little bit time consuming, but the result is worth it. Across the canvas. So all images are the same size, but they're located on different positions, okay? So now here, let's go back into the weekday. And what we need is a weekday that will have these shapes on different locations. And for that, we can simply duplicate this one here. So now we have a duplicate of that weekday widget, and all we need to do now is use a feature, an exclusive feature, the image copy. between widgets. So we select the Monday one, come in here, click and copy. So Control C. And then we go into the cloned weekday, select the first day here, click and Control V. And there we go. We pasted the Monday image, this one. So let's make the other one. So Control C, weekday, going to Tuesday, Control V, so Wednesday, Control C, here we select the third image, and Control V, and so on and so forth. So Control C, here, fourth image, Control V, and we're almost done. Control C, the fifth image, Control V, Saturday, Control V, and finally Sunday. Control C, and here the 7th is selected, so Control V. And there we go. We have all images pasted from here, okay? So now we can delete them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, let me see here. Oh, we have the placement thing. So this is 466 by 466. We should place it on 0. And there we go. We have it here. So it's doing the same thing as this one, but it's only a square, okay? And now we need to put it behind the one with the lettering, okay? And you'll see what will happen on the selected day. So let's select Saturday, and here let's select Saturday. There you go. This is what we wanted. So now all we need to do is merge them. So merge, and we have exactly what we needed. So if I scroll through the images, you'll see that we have exactly what the reference had. So this is just a little trick you can use, and this can be used for just about anything. You can do wonderful things with this just by copying, pasting on the image set frames here, okay? And replace them with whatever you want. So now that we have this, we can crop the content. There you go. And the image is cropped to the max, okay? So we can now proceed and hide everything else and just show the reference. So here, we have almost all shapes. We can replicate this one maybe, and to create the stats here. So let me see. Yeah, it's this one. Let's clone it, unlock it, and move it up here. And we can also clone this artistic text. Just put it there. And now we just change the lettering to steps. There you go. And now I believe I need to tweak this further. Perhaps. Okay. And text also. There we go. We can now lock it and done. Hide everything else. Now let's tackle the hours, minutes, and seconds. So this is very easy, but I need this background here for the seconds, okay? So let's add an image, press generate, try to match the width and height. So let's place it there, zoom in, and instead of a gray, I might go with a darker green. We'll check that in just a moment. So, okay, the size is good, I guess. I want it to be, the numbers here to be the same height as this shape. So, okay, I believe this will work. Now let's take care of the gradient. So I'm gonna pick this color here and make it the same here. And now I need it to be darker, just like that. Okay, so now that we have this, I am going to make rounded corners. So there you go, and we have that shape we needed. Okay, and we kept somewhere between this gray and this green. So I guess this will work, and we'll keep it that way. Okay, so enable the reference, and now I'm going to create the time. So for that we need to have the time main container here, and then I'll make it separately. Let me see here. Yeah, I'll create each of these numbers separately. We could use the image combo. The image combo, what it does is it creates the two numbers for these two, okay, in one widget. And that is nice, okay, but I want a greater level of control. So for that, I'll create them separately. And I'll use image set. And image set as our first digit, our second digit. And this is why we're creating them in separate. So the font, okay. This is not going to be easy. I don't think I have a font just like that one. Yeah, and indeed I don't. First I'll go and select the color right there, and this one too. There you go. I might edit the favorites. Okay, let's try and find a similar font. It doesn't have to be the same. I mean, no, this one is too thick. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, too thin. Well, this is the usual problem when trying to replicate a watch face. You'll have troubles finding the fonts. And what I usually do is I sample from the reference image. I'll take an image, a copy of the numbers, and then I'll go into what the font or font finder on the web, and I try to identify the font. Now this one is not bad at all. I mean, we see the one. Yeah, it's not exactly the same. I mean, I won't be able to match it perfectly, I guess. Or rather, this one seems to be perfect. See here? Try and match the size. Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, but I guess it will have to do. Now I'll try to match, for design purposes, I'll try to match the height of this square here, okay? There you go. And now we can place it. And yeah, it's not perfect at all, but it will have to do, okay? So let's try and place it, and now I'll simply clone it, move it to the right, and change it to our second digit and press generate. Remember to press generate because the first digit only has 3 images and this one needs 10. Okay, so clone it, move it, change the data type to minutes, first digit, and press generate, and clone it. Let's take care of the data type and press generate now, and then move it. So yeah, I believe this will work. I guess let's move these two a little bit to the left. And I think it will work perfectly. Yeah. I'm not really sure why this is changing every second. Oh, I selected the... Okay. I selected seconds here. It's not seconds, it's minutes, second digit. The number of images is the same, so you don't need to press generate. So this is done. Let's lock it and let's compare this to the reference. Well, okay. This should work just fine. And now we need to create the seconds. So here we'll add a image combo. Now let's go with the image combo and select seconds and press generate. Now this one needs to be smaller, much smaller. Let's try and match that. Oh, okay. I might need to go with another font. Let me show what we have here. Oh, this needs to be center aligned. So okay, lock it. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's zoom in. I believe this will work, I guess. Here I need the sec lettering. There you go. And it needs to be much smaller. So yeah, as I said, I need to select another font now. And I'll go with this Oswald medium or perhaps Big Noodle titling. Yeah, no. Let's go with Oswald medium. There you go. And I believe this will work perfectly. I might push the seconds slightly upwards. Now let's take a look at what we have here. Perhaps the statistic text also. And now let's press preview. And yeah, I believe this is perfect for what we need. Okay, now we need those two dots there, and we'll add an artistic text. Insert two dots here, and we'll put it in the middle. But I think we need it to be bigger. So remember, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. You just have to make it work. Make it look good, okay? In the end, that's all that matters. There you go. Make it smaller, perhaps. And there you go. I believe this will work wonderfully. And yeah, let's save. Okay, let's hide everything else, go back into the reference, and we have some things we need to tackle now. So we can create this arrow here. We can create the day of the month, and we can do just that right now. So let's add an image combo, and here I'll add the or rather I want the 0 to always be visible, and the image combo doesn't do that. So let's add an image set instead. And here I'll select the month day first digit, press generate. And we need to go back into that hero style, I think it was. Yeah. Okay. So let's make it work. Make it smaller. And the first digit is done. But I think I need to match the color. So this one is darker. There you go. And add it to the favorites. And now add the second digit. So month, day, second digit, generate, push it to the right. I'm not quite sure why this, oh. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, it's up there. I thought I had cloned it. So clone and move it to the right. There you go. And now select the month, day, second digit and press generate. And there we go. We have the month, day all ready to go here. And I believe I could move these two. So I am multi-selecting by pressing Shift and clicking, okay? And then I use the arrow keys. And this is very handy. You can move several widgets at the same time. And they don't have to be inside the same container. I could move these two, for example, you see here, okay? So, yeah, I want to more or less match the same placement. And I believe this is good enough. So let me see the reference. Yeah, I need the date lettering also. So let's add an artistic text. Write date and move it down. Put it there. Okay, and now let's make the font smaller. And it's not the same thing. I mean, this is the problem we have usually. Matching the fonts is not easy. Some designers just look at a font and know exactly the name of the font because they have been doing it for God knows how long. So it's easier for them. For me, not so much. Okay, now this is matched. Let me see if this, it should have some sort of, yeah, it has some sort of shadowing effect. So I'll do that. Let's apply an effect here. And now just look at the date lettering there. And if we had a shadow, increase the effect. Now you see it pops much more now because we have that shadow behind. If we press preview, there you go. Today is the 28th. It's matching our system date, okay? So it's coming along quite nicely. I'll do a little break and I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, okay, I'm back and now we can continue the swatch phase. So this is where I left it, and let me see here. I think I'll take care of the steps up here. So let's do that. Let's go into the widget, and here we need a new container. Set the data type to steps. There we go. And now I'll add an image combo. We could add separate digits, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, but I'll go with the image combo. It's simpler. So let's select the data type and press generate. And immediately we have the images. Oh, by the way, you also have, for Huawei, you have something called a container. And this is basically a shortcut for the app on the watch. So you should set it just so you have some place to click on the watch face, okay? So if you click this area here, you would be taken into the steps app on the watch. So with that out of the way, we can now tweak the steps image combo here. Let's zoom in, press generate again, and let's try and match that color. Okay, this is done, and now we'll try to match the font and the size. And I believe this one is too thin. Let's go with Euro style. And it might work. let's do one thing, which is the crop to content. And this will make the numbers tighter, okay, or closer to each other, right there. And now let's try and match the placement. We don't have to make it exactly like the reference. I mean, you should try to make it look good, just that. And I believe this looks good. Let's press generate again. I'll make it smaller. Something like this, and perhaps crop to content. There we go. And then I'll apply a shadow effect. So shadow. It's kind of hard to apply this because you see that we have independent numbers that are being rendered all at the same time. When you add shadow to each of these numbers, the separation between them will increase, so the spacing. If I apply it all and then crop the content, you'll see that we have almost no effect or no effect at all. So we might need to make this differently. I mean, or maybe not. Let me see here. Let's remake this and perhaps go with a border effect. Yeah, this might work. Make it darker. Right there. And then crop the content. And there we go. Yeah. Good enough. Okay. Let's proceed. This is now done. And if we press play. Oh, we need it to be aligned to the right, so it's a good thing we press play, okay? Right there, and you see that when we have 10,000, it almost goes off screen. But it's perfect that way, so I think I'll keep it this way and stop the preview and proceed. Okay, so Control S to save. Let's take a look at the reference. And now we'll tackle the AM/PM down here, okay? So you can add one here on the time container. So image set, AM/PM, and press generate. There we go. And now I'll remove the border. Try to match the size and the font. So something like that. And there we go. Okay, now we need to apply a offset. So the offset will offset all the options, okay, on this image set. And we don't need it 24 hours. Let's delete it. So it will be invisible. So the selected one will always be lighter and the darker one will be darker. So for the normal state of these images, we need to change this one. So let's sample the colors. Just like that, and we should have something perfect. So basically, when it's AM, it will be white. When it's PM, it will be white, the PM. And when it's 24 hours, both will be dark, AM/PM. Okay, so this is what we needed. Okay, so let's enable the background, and here perhaps I'll be adding shadow effects to all these, but let's take care of that for this one now. So this is done. Let's apply a shadow effect. There we go. And increase the effect here. And I believe this will work perfectly. So apply all. Let's go back into the image set and select crop the content. Now it's cropped to the AM, PM only, and this is what will happen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we might apply the effect, the shadow effect, the numbers here, since we're at it. Last shadow, and the same for all the others. Okay. So this will make the numbers pop just a little bit more, and I think it looks better. Okay, so those two dots too, effects, and last shadow. There we go. We might move it a little bit to the left, or maybe not. Yeah. I think this is good enough. We can now proceed and go back into the reference image, and here we need the month, so we'll put it beneath the hours and minutes, and for that we'll go into the date here, the date container, add an image set, select month, and press generate. There we go. And now we need to make it just like the reference, so it has the full name of the month. March, April, May, June, July, August. And you can do this in your own language. So September, October, November, and finally December. Okay. So we have this, and we now need to have to tweak the color, which I believe is this one. So I might go with medium here. So this is centered, and we shall increase the font size, just like that, and decrease the kerning, 0. If we compare, February, it's not correct, so let me fix it. Okay, I'd say it's just about right. It's not perfect, but it will work, I guess. Let me show everything in the background container and apply the shadow. Oh, I forgot about one thing. So let me press generate again. The selected color should be the same color as this one. So let's do that. There we go. And now let's place it. More or less. So this is now done. And we can proceed, I guess. So let's press preview. Should have October there. And yes, this is nice now. Okay, so let's proceed. Take a look at the reference. You know, tackling one widget after the other. So let's add these, this lettering here, heart rate and calories. It should be very easy. So add an artistic text, insert heart rate, and let's move it down, and let's try and match the font size, and perhaps I'll go with another font. So this one should work, I guess. Well, okay, let's show everything in the background. Oh, by the way, first we tweak the me see, I think this is correct, but yes, and indeed it is. So let's enable everything in the background, see how this looks. Let's add a shadow effect. There you go. Increase the effect just like that. And yes, this will work. Okay, so now let's clone it, move it to the right. So more or less here, and let's insert calories. And since we have the problem is we have the shadow effect, and each time we insert a letter, it's recalculating the location, and so it moves it. Okay, so I think they're in the same place. So 364, 364, and indeed it is. So let's lock all the layers and hide, show the reference, and compare these two. And calories can be moved. So let's do that right there. And now we need this separation here. So new image, draw vector, and zoom in. And by the way, we should first sample this color right there. Okay, so now we can draw this shape here, and by pressing Ctrl Alt, I am keeping the line straight in 45 degrees increments. Okay, so this is now done, and I thought I had sampled the color, but it looks like I haven't. So there you go. Make the line thicker, something like this, and save, and we're done, I guess. Move it 1 pixel to the right, and perhaps apply a shadow effect too. And I'll go with let's enable the background and see what we have here. I'll make it lighter, I guess, something like this. Okay, just an hint of that separation there, and I'm not quite really sure. I think the separator was the same color, or I thought it was, but nonetheless it stands out more than the one we have here. So as you can see, it's the same color as the background, and that won't work. So let's give it a fill color here very quickly, and let's put it underneath the shadow effect. And here I'll make it darker, so lighter than the background but darker than white. Okay, and this should work, I guess. Okay, we can proceed. This is now done, and let's show the reference again. Right here, or rather, sorry, right there. Okay, now let's add heart rate and calories. This is very easy. Let's go into the widget main container and add a container, or rather two. This one will be heart rate. There you go. And this one will be calories. Now let's move the containers and resize them just like that. And let me see here, 130 by 84. It's not absolutely necessary that they're all the same size, but you know, just to keep. I'm a perfectionist, and I like to have things the same size and everything in its place. So I believe this will work perfectly. So now we can merge, or rather lock them, and go into the heart rate container and add this. So this is an image combo, and we select the heart rate and press generate. Okay, so let's increase the size. Try to match more or less this. And I think we have that color. There we go. And now that we have this, all we need to do is place it and perhaps crop the content. There we go. And now I'll add a slight shadow. I'm not sure this will work, but we'll try. Okay. So right there, show everything in the background container, and it doesn't. So yeah, I'll remove it, and instead I'll add a, let's go back into the generate and add a border. So it might look like, you know, something I won't say right now, but at a distance it works perfectly. So that is because we were zoomed in 1,000 times, so, or 1,000%, and this is why it happens. So here I won't have it aligned to the center. Instead, I will have it aligned to the right. So now we need to tweak the placement. Just right there. And right there. Okay, so let's press preview. Much better. Crop the content. And there we go. I believe this will work perfectly. So if we match it with the reference image, you'll see, yeah, we need to move it slightly to the right. Something like that. And we might need to make it smaller. There we go. Move it downwards. And we're done, I believe. So this is now done. We can now add the calories image combo. Let's stop the preview. And here, select calories and press generate. And immediately we have it ready to place. And this will be aligned to the left, okay? So let's check the placement. So 399, 399, all perfect, all done. We can lock it and check how this looks. And this will work, yeah. Okay. We can now proceed, go back into the reference, and we need to make this circle here with a heart. And again, this is very easy. Just add an image, press generate. We will try to match the same colors here. So this one and this one. And now size. Way too much, by the way, but we'll be fixing it in just a moment. So lock it and tweak the width and height. So, since this is a circle, let's make the height the same as the width. And now we will make it a sphere or a circle. And there we go. This is now done. We just need that darker border. So for that, I'm going to add a border here with 2 pixels, just like that. And now we need to match the reference. So sample the colors right there. And this should be done now. Zoom out. Show all the images in the background, and there we go. This will work perfectly. And now we need the heart shape. So let's add an image. On the library, we have a lot of images we can use, and the heart is one of them. So turn to stencil and select this one here. Okay, you just need it to be smaller, something like that. And let's try and match the size of the heart there on the reference. I think this will work. Let me just check the reference. Yeah, it needs to be darker, so I'll give it a fill color effect and pick that color there. Okay, and this is done, I think. So let's show everything else, and there we go. Press preview, and it just works. Okay, now let's continue. We still have a lot of things to tackle here. For example, this one won't be easy. This is the steps percentage. I am not quite sure what this shows. So I know this is 0 here and 100% there. So let's create that scale. Add an image and draw vector. And here I'll zoom in and try to match the height for that. And one. Let's use a square tip here, and I need to see the background so I can match this better. So right there, I guess. Let's hide the control points. Okay, this will work, so save. And there we go. We have that image, and we need to replicate it. So right now I'm going to crop the content and hide everything but the reference and this image we have just created. Let's place it there in the starting point. And now we need 1, 2, and 3. I'll try to use the array translation. So what this does is it replicates an image the times you need them to be replicated. Here, I'll increase to 3, and then I'll increase the X offset. There you go. This will work, I think. Well, of course, the color is too dark. We'll be tweaking that in a few moments. Right now, I just want to make the second mark here and then replicate it. So this one here. So let's add an image and draw vector. Zoom in and try to place it more or less here. Okay, there you go. And now make it thicker. Might be going with a 3, but we'll see if that works. Show the reference, so hide everything but this one and this one. Okay, so yeah, this width will work. Okay, so let's show everything else. Zoom in and try and match the placement, just like we did with that one. Okay, there you go. Save. And now that we have this, we crop the content and we apply an array translation, just like before. So now we need to have 7, I believe. So let's go ahead and hide everything else but this image and this one. And 1, 2, 3, it will be hidden underneath this one. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. Or we can also create 3 instead, increase the offset, create this one right there, and then apply, and then add another array translation. Rather, delete it, add a new array translation. Oh hell, I think, let me see here, crop the contents. Well, I am not sure what the hell is happening. I think I deleted it somehow. I am so sorry. I'll be adding a new one. and pressing draw vector again, and then replicating that shape, make it 3 in width, make it square, and now match with the other layers we have. No, that's it. That is the widget. Okay, this is not going too well. I guess. Crop the content. There we go. And now effects, array, translation, and 1, 2, 3, and increase iterations. And I need to compare it to the reference. Okay, increase the offset, and there we go, and apply. Okay, so now we have this, and we can do it this way. So we clone, simply clone, and move it to the right. There we go. And now we can show all the layers here on the background, and perhaps hide that one up there. This one. So we can see better what we have. So here, I'm going to merge these two and merge it with this one. Okay, so we have that sort of a scale, and now we need to give it a color that will stand out. So I'm going with a fill color. There you go, and make it darker, but not so much that you can see it. And yes, this will work. Okay, let's not waste more time with this. Let's show the reference, and now we need to add all these here. So add new artistic text. So 0-ECT, which should stand for %, and we won't need the border, at least not just yet. Okay, let's make it smaller. Color is fine, I guess. Now we just need to tweak the size. And there we go. Now we can simply clone this one, move it to the right, and this will show 100%. Now, as I said, I am not really sure about what this stands for. I believe it has to do with the percentage of steps that you walked on each given day, and this is more like a legend, something that is showing what this means. And if you notice, this scale we created is for this triangle thing. Okay, this should mean start, and this should mean goal. Okay, so let's take care of that. So here, let's add another artistic text and insert S. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. So replicate and change it to G for goal. Move it right. Move it to the right, I mean. And then let's see what we have here. There you go. I might apply a shadow effect because I believe it needs to stand out just a little bit. So something like that, okay? It should make a lot of a difference. Shadow, and there you go. Now we have a better understanding of that, of what that is, and I might go with a shadow here too. There you go. And finally, this too. Let's add shadows too. I mean, this will almost be invisible on the watch face, believe me. But I like to know that that is there. Okay, so we have that shadow effect, and I believe that it will contribute to, you know, to make it look, to make it visible. Okay, so, okay, we have this, and now we need to make the steps, that arrow there. So it's a progress image set. So this will move according to the goal. So when you start the day, it will be here, and it should be here when you reach the goal of the steps. Now, this is kind of hard to replicate for Huawei, and this is because Huawei doesn't have a steps goal image set. I mean, it doesn't have something that allows you to, you know, make it move as you move closer to the goal. So I'll have to use another method here, and the one I know is the so we have this one here. Let me show you steps here, and the only image set we have for the steps is steps, units, hundreds, or dozens, hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands. And this is for numbers, not for this. Okay, so the only way we have to replicate that is to use the thousands. So when it's 0, it will be here. When it's 9, it will be here. Okay, so the closer you get to 9,000, this arrow will move to the right. Okay, so this is the only way we have to replicate this on Huawei watch faces. It's incredible, but Huawei never had something like this, and all the other brands have. I don't know why Huawei chose not to have it, but well, this is a limitation we have, and we have to go around it. So this is the way we have, and for that I'm gonna start drawing the arrow shape. Okay, so something like this, and we don't need to close it. If we press fill, Facemaker will fill the shape by connecting the last and the first control points. So save, and we have that shape. We need to replicate the color, and here I believe I'll use 2 effects. So the first one will be fill color, and pick that color there, and now I'll use a inner shadow right there, and use a lighter color, something like that. And now let's show the shape and see what we have here. So you can make it stronger, the inner shadow effect. Make it smaller. It is there. You just can't see it very well. There you go. Now with white, you can see it better. And this is what we're aiming for. And finally, I'll add a shadow. So shadow, and let's increase the size of the shadow, and here I'll enable all the other layers so we can see the effect, and I believe this will work. Okay, so we have these 3 effects that we can now apply, and there you go. And now we'll come in here and crop the content. So we only have the arrow image. So now we need to make it move along this space here. And how do we do that? Well, first I am going to place it on the first place, so that one there, and we need 9. So here it is placed on the 82. Okay, so bear with me now. This is going to be more or less complicated, depending on the abilities you have with Facemaker. So right now it's on 82, and we need to move. We need it to move up until 200. Yeah, it's 200. So 82 to 200, and I'll use the calculator here. So the difference is 118. So 200 minus 82, 118. So the span from here to here, it's 118. And we need 10 images. So how do we do that? Well, we divide this by 10. And we know that each time, 118 divided by 10. We need it to move 10 each time, or rather 118 should give us 11. I'm not quite sure. 118 divided by 10. Yeah, well, it's 11 each time, or rather I would say it's 11.8, but we'll go with 12 instead. Okay, so this one is the first. So duplicate it and move 12. So 94. 94. Clone, move 12. It's 106. There you go. Clone, move 12. So 118. Clone, move 12. 120, or rather 130, clone 142. So we're moving 12 at a time, okay? So let me see here, clone and 154, clone 166, clone 178, clone 190, and clone 202. There we go. You can see that it goes slightly after the last mark, but it doesn't matter. Because we can then resize it later, okay? So right now we have all these images we created. This is the first one. So let's go through each one of them and select crop to canvas. And you know, this is tedious, I know. But for some effects, well, this is necessary. So crop to canvas, crop to canvas, crop to canvas. So we're making them all the same size. And this is the way we have to do it, okay? So right now we have this. We have these 10 images, and now we need to make an image set. And for that, I'm going to the steps, thousands here, and I'm going to press generate. And it doesn't matter what image you generate, because now we're going to replace these 10 images with these here, okay? So keep track of them. So we'll start with the first one, Control C here. So Control C, and then go into the steps, 1000, and the first image, Control V. There you go. And now let's do the rest. So Control C, second image, Control V, third, Control C, and keep track of them, otherwise the third, and now the fourth, Control C, and I am trying to think No, it's the 5th, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm trying to think about a way of doing this easier. Well, the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's paste the 6th image, and now the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go into a 7th image here. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which you'll see. Here is going to the 8th image. Now the 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I guess it's this one. Control C and step thousands. Oh, I believe I skipped one. I'm not sure why, but I think I skipped one. Okay, let's take a look. Let's scroll through the images. So this should be the first, no, not the first one. This is the 5. I'm not quite sure. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and they're all, yeah, I believe they're all correct. Well, this is weird. I think I made one extra image, and I believe that's the case. So let's go into this one and copy it. So Control C, and finally here, Control V. And let me take a look now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, so this is now finished. Okay, so we have all those images created. I am now going to select all these here. So, like that, and delete them. So, press delete, and they're all deleted. Okay, so now let's go into the step thousands and let's crop the content. There we go. Now we have this that we can use. And I believe we have to resize. So let's go here and push it to the left, like that, and then to the top. Okay, and you will see that, yeah, we really need to resize it. So I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio and increase the width. Go, and now it should be perfect. There we go. We can now press preview, and there we have it. So this will move from 0 to 9,000 steps. It's not perfect, but usually people use somewhere around 8 to 10,000 steps as a daily goal. So I believe this will work for most people. This will use 9,000, okay? So this is now done. We can now leave this hard part behind us, lock all the layers, and see what we're missing. So I believe everything is done down here. We have this Go image that I'm not going to use. I might use, or rather I am going to create the distance here. So let's do that. Here I'll add a new container. The distance container is separate from the steps container. So you have to add one specific for the distance, okay? So distance, and press generate, and there we go. Oh, and by the way, we have to set the container dimensions here, and it's done. We can now lock it and unlock the image combo and press generate again. And bear with me, we're almost done here, and I believe it will turn out great, this watch face. I believe it will be a beautiful watch face. So I guess I'll enable the border and align it to the right. Bring it here. I'm using 46 as the font size, something like that. Okay, so this is now done, and we can now add the kilometers here. But this, this will depend on your settings. I am going with kilometers because that's what I use, but some people may use miles and use the imperial, the imperial units. So right now I'm going to add kilometers here. So artistic text, no, not this one. So artistic text, a new one. There you go. And insert kilometers here. And this is too large, of course. We have to make it smaller. And we know it's 46, so keep that in mind for the others down here. And I haven't decided yet on what I'll put there, because this is for Amazfit, and Huawei doesn't have the minutes and seconds, or rather it has. I mean, I can add, I think, oh no, it doesn't. Amazfit has a digital chronograph, which is what this is, okay? This must be hours, minutes, and seconds here. And this should be the start, stop button. Huawei doesn't have such a thing. Huawei has a analog chronograph, so using hands. So we can't really use this with Huawei, unfortunately. So we'll have to create something else to put there. And okay, let's go back into the distance. I believe, yeah, this is now done. If we press preview, okay, this is all working. So I believe that here, instead of having a chronograph, I will go with a weather display. Okay, I'll put weather here, and here I will put the temperature. Okay, so let's add an image. And I'm not sure that I'll go with these colors. Let's press generate and tweak the size. Well, of course, this is too small, but I will tweak the size here. So there you go, 56, and it seems to be shorter. Yeah, right there. Okay, I think this will work. Let's give it a, I believe it has round corners. It does. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and give it a rounded corners and just tweak it. And by the way, if you want to tweak, after you click this button here, you can just use the arrow keys, just like that. Okay, that will give you a better control over the setting. Okay, now we have to decide on what color we'll use. I think that will stand out too much. I will try to give it that color and see how it works. So let's pick those colors right there. And now let's show the background. Oh well. I am not really fond of that, of this difference. Although the colors do go well with each other, I think they work good enough with each other. I'm not sure. Well, I'm gonna use it. Okay, so let's give it a border. Let's go with black. There you go. And increase the line width. Let's go with 3. And this should work, so we're done with this shape. And I believe I'll move it to the right just a little bit. I'm not, oh, I didn't select the correct layer. I am so sorry, it's this one. There we go. So we now have this, and it should more or less match this point here. Okay, so now that this is done, I'm gonna give it a weather container. So here we'll have a container, set it to weather, and then I'll add an image set. And the image set allows you to create the current weather with using icons or images. And this Facemaker can generate 28 images for this sort of weather. You have another one, which is the weather 11 images. And this one Facemaker can generate. But I won't go with this one. I'll go with the 28 images one, this one, and then I'll use images from the library. And we have a few here that we can use. I believe we have a monochromatic one, which is this one. That will look good here. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna resize it and place it the best we can right here. Now let me lock it and see what we have here. So let's press play. And I believe this is too large. So and I believe I need it to be darker. So let's go with that gray color from the background. All we have to do is pick it, and there we go. Yeah, I believe this will work better than that thing we had. Or maybe not. I guess this color doesn't have anything to do with everything else around it. So let me just stop the preview here and go back into that shape. I'll edit the gradient here, and instead I will try and get this color, this green color here. I believe it will work better than what we had before. So here, with the weather, I am going to apply, or rather hide this, and use that white color, and then I might add a shadow effect. There we go. Now, I think this, yeah, much better. This will work to our advantage because, I mean, it was too much of a shock. Okay, the difference between colors, I didn't like it, so we replaced it with this one, and now we have more harmony between the colors here. Okay, so all we need now is to add the image combo and use the temperature, and then press generate. Oh, by the way, we have to set the weather container. So when you click it on the watch, it will take you into the weather app on the watch. Okay, so this is now done. We can lock it and unlock the temperature image combo and move it here. And now let's press generate and resize. need it to be larger. I know we used 46 for this one. I won't go with 46 for the temperature, but I'll go with 42, okay? And now to finish it off, we need an image set that will show the temperature type. So if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, okay? So let's press generate. And I'm not sure I'll go with this size. Let me see here. Okay, this might work. Yes. And press play. And there we go. Okay, I believe we have a finished watch face. I think this will work just fine for what we need and for the purpose of this video tutorial. All I need to do now is just add the always on display. The always on display will be a simpler version of what we have on the background. And for that, I'm going to merge all these images we created on the background. As you can see, we have 67 widgets. This is too much. I mean, we have to optimize it, and for that I'm going to simply not clone, but merge them. And for that, we can't merge these because this is an artistic text. We have to convert it to image. So we convert all these artistic texts into images before we proceed. And let me see here, we have a few more. It's easy to detect them because they're named text artistic. And okay, we're almost done. Convert to image. This one, this one, this one, and finally this one. And all images should be mergeable. So let's do that. Add, 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 and all the way until the last one. Oh, there you go. This can be quite tedious sometimes, but I find it to be almost like a therapy. I usually put some music and I design a watch face, and time flies when I do that. So add, and finally we don't need the reference, so we can delete it now, and we have all the layers merged. But you'll notice that the images is larger than the watch size itself. So we need to crop to canvas, and after that we do to sphere, and there we go. We have the finished background image, and that we can now use to copy into the always on display. On the always on display, I'll add a background main container, and I'll copy, so Control C, select the background on the always on display, and Control V. And we have that image there, okay, that we can now use. Since I usually don't use colored images on the always on display, I'll apply a grayscale effect here. And immediately you see that we have a black and white image. It needs to be darker, so I'll add a brightness effect and lower the effect, so lower the brightness, something like this. And now we need the hours and minutes. So for that, I'm going to simply come in here and select the time container and select all these four and press Control C. Okay. Here on the always on display, we had a time main container, and we press Control V. And there we go. We have the hours and minutes there. We now need to add a brightness effect because I think that it's too bright. So last brightness, there you go. Last brightness, and last but not least, the minutes. So yeah, I believe we have a finished watch face. There we go. And now, if I stop preview, you could, for example, print a preview of the watch face as an image to show your friends, or on the forums, or, you know, on those places where you guys share your beautiful watch faces. But now you have something new. So for each watch model, you can select the appearance, the look you want. So for the GT4, you have the active, the classic, the green, and the steel versions. Okay, so for this one, I think the green would work wonderfully, and we could simply press submit, take a snapshot and save it on the desktop, for example. There you go. And now we can take a look at how it looks. So there we go. So this is a new feature in Facemaker that you can use. For example, let's save this, so file and save. I could convert this into GT3. So GT3 46 millimeters, and it's converted. You can close this, and we could choose another look. So GT3 only has two, the active look and the classic. Okay, but all watches supported by Facemaker now have these alternate looks that you can switch, and you can make your own, or make them look just like your specific model, watch model. Okay, so we created another watch face, and this time it was this watch face based on a Amazfit watch face. Okay, so Huawei now has one too. So that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.